Welcome to our channel. Embark on a journey through our video series dedicated to comprehensively covering the content of the CITB book, Health, Safety and Environment Test for Managers and Professionals. Throughout these videos, we delve into the crucial topics outlined in the book. Section A, Legal and Management. Section B, Occupational Health, Well-being and Welfare. Section C, General Safety. Section D, High-risk activities. Section E, Environment. Section F, Specialist activities. In this particular video, we focus on Section C, 13 Electrical Safety on Site. For your convenience, a link in the top right corner of the video allows easy navigation through the entire series. We are certain that by engaging with this video series, you will be thoroughly equipped to effectively handle your CSCS card. Keep in mind, the CSCS test typically lasts around 45 minutes, and scoring at least 45 out of 50 questions correctly is required to pass. Before we delve into the content, please show your support by liking and subscribing. Your support means a lot to us. Let's embark on this learning journey together.
What is the standard voltage used on sites for all electrically powered equipment? 50 volts, 110 volts, 230 volts, 400 volts. How must mains power supplies on site be regulated? They must be installed and inspected in line with the Health and Safety at Work, etc. Act 1974. They must be maintained in line with the Electrical Equipment Safety Regulations 2016. They must be installed, inspected and maintained in line with the Electricity at Work Regulations 1989. They must be maintained in line with the Provision and Use of Work Equipment Regulations 1998. Your initial site survey has indicated that electricity will be the main power source. Which one of the following will be the safest way of protecting both workers and the main electrical supply? Having a residual current device, RCD, built into the main switchboard to protect the electrical supply. Making sure that all staff have received suitable training, instruction and supervision. Providing workers with a residual current device, RCD, that must be used on all electrical equipment. Issuing all workers with a meter testing kit that they can use to check wattage supplies. Work needs to be carried out near live electricity cables, and a risk assessment has been undertaken. Identify which other document must be in place before work can begin. Variation order. Inspection checklist. Electrical certificate. Permit to work. Refurbishment projects can present a risk of workers being electrocuted by live circuits. Which one of the following procedures would mitigate this risk? Installing warning signs and barriers that advise of live electrical systems. Isolating the electrical system in the area where work is being carried out. Issuing insulated, electricity-resistant rubber gloves to all workers on site. Getting workers to complete and follow their own electrical risk assessment. A competent person must make sure that the power source to a conveyor is isolated before maintenance work can begin. Which two of the following must they do? Use an electrical test unit to confirm that the circuit supplying the conveyor is dead. Turn the power supply off and tape down the switch with warning tape. Lock off the switch that operates the conveyor so that it cannot be turned back on. Unplug the conveyor power connection and remove the fuse. Appoint a colleague to guard the equipment and prevent further use. Who must retain the key when a permit to work involves the use of a padlock to lock out electrical isolators? The power supply company's engineer. The main electrical contractor's supervisor. The person responsible for health and safety. The person identified on the paperwork for the task. The power supply to a machine has been isolated to allow maintenance work to be conducted safely. Which one of the following will ensure that the power cannot be switched back on again until work is completed? The site manager is in control of the main power switch until the work is finished. The fuse supplying the machine is removed by the person carrying out the task. The key to release the lockout tag is held at all times by the person carrying out the work. The suitable notices and signs are in place stating that the power must not be turned on. There has been a major redevelopment on site impacting an active electrical permit to work. The permit can be altered by anyone as the project develops. Not to be altered by anyone except the competent person. Be altered by the original author and changes recorded. Not be altered and a new one must be issued. What qualities are essential for a person to be considered competent to issue an electrical permit to work? Select one of the following. Experience of working around live electricity. Technical knowledge and experience. Knowledge of working for a main energy supplier. Nomination by the main contractor. Which one of the following would not be stated on an electrical permit to work? A list of all the connecting cables outsourcing power from other areas. An exact list and locations of the equipment that has been made dead. The nature of the work to be carried out and presence of other hazards. Additional precautions to be taken during the course of the work. Before work can begin on an electrical system, what must be considered in the permit to work? The checking and testing of the electrical system. The safe working around possible live supplies. The designated time schedule for the work. The suitability of the electrical equipment used. If a permit remains in place after a shift changeover, it must be endorsed by the authorised person and transferred to the second operative. Filed away so that it is available if future operatives need to check it. Displayed in the working area so that any other operative can refer to it. Handed over to the second operative in order for work to continue. Which one of the following must be in place when operating high-powered static lasers? Permission from the Environment Agency. Testing and monitoring. Exclusion zones and permits. Permission from the local authority. When planning for the safe use of a large drone on site, which two measures must be considered to reduce the risks associated with it? Plant and crane operatives are made aware of drone activity. Suitable and sufficient landing areas are allocated. The operator has permission from the Health and Safety Executive. It is feasible for the drone to operate safely within the area. Sufficient and trained support resources have been identified. To ensure the safe flight of a drone, which one of these measures must be followed? Avoid unnecessarily distracting or communicating with the drone operator during flight. Designate a safe area for the takeoff and landing of the drone away from the site. Ensure that all site personnel have stopped work activities while the drone is in flight. Direct any high-voltage lighting downwards to avoid distraction to the drone systems. A temporary electrical distribution system has been installed on site. To ensure legal compliance, the installation will have to be a lower standard of electrical safety, requiring fewer checks to be carried out by maintenance workers. Installed by a competent person with robust standards in place for management and control. Installed and inspected regularly by the property's power supplier every time that there is a surge. A standard voltage fuse board fitted with waterproof adapters that will require minimal checks. If it is necessary to make part of an electrical system live, it must be confirmed as safe to energise, which depends on the number of circuits in the system, power supplier's authorisation to take system control, management and control of safe isolation procedures, local authorities sign-off. Planned renovation work will impact on the main electrical supply for the area, which will require contacting the Network Regulating Authority, National Grid, Distribution Network Operator, Local Authority. Anyone who works with lasers should be provided with protective eyewear depending on the results of the Health and Safety Inspection, Employer's Method Statement, Employer's Risk Assessment, Routine Eye Examination. To operate a laser level, you must be which one of the following? Colourblind, competent, aged over 18, glasses wearer, when operating cartridge tools, which one of the following is not a primary factor for their safe use? Batteries must be fully charged before use. Access to the work area is restricted during fixing activities. Operators are appropriately trained and supervised. Tools comply with BS 4078-2 tool specification.
Congratulations on your progress. Every step brings you closer to your goals. Keep embracing knowledge until you achieve your desired success. Look for the link in the top right corner to seamlessly transition to the next video.